Tezlon for Drop Top Tees, and we're here today to do a video on repairing your windshield. We took a rock hit several months ago. Had a little bullseye here and has a little crack this way, a little crack this way. I don't know if it's going to show up on the video, but the kits that you buy to fix these can repair cracks and holes up to about 1 1/4 inch. These cracks may just exceed that by a little bit, so I'm going to see how well it works. If it fixes the main crack pretty well, I'll probably just buy a second kit and catch the edges of it and see if it works on that. What I chose to go with, on the advice of several people online, is Permatex Windshield Repair Kit. This is the bullseye kit. You can get these either on Amazon or pretty much any auto parts store will have Permatex. Rain-X sells a similar kit, and several other manufacturers sell similar type kits. This one cost $11.50, I think. They aren't very expensive. Replacing the windshield, as we all know, can be up to $2,000 because you have to replace all the clips. So I figured, hey, I'll try this first to see how well it works. What does it look like when it's done? Comes with a little baggie full of everything we need to do the repair, and a list of very thorough instructions, which I just ripped. Nice. Maybe I need an instruction repair kit. I wonder if they sell those. Yeah, I know. Tape. It's called tape, right? Okay. The first thing it says is perform the repair in a shaded area, not in direct sunlight. And that's why, instead of filming where I usually do these, I'm in my neighbor's driveway because the house is providing shade for me. And this house, it used to be a rental property, but they have it up for sale, so there's nobody here. It's going to interrupt us, and I'm not bothering anybody by being in my neighbor's parking lot. Okay, or driveway. The next thing is there are several steps, like right here, step 6. You have to let it sit for 10 minutes. And I'm saying this up front in case I forget to say it later. But there's several steps on here where they give you a time frame. You have to let it sit for so many minutes. Do not skimp on those times. Don't get impatient and say, let it go 8 minutes, that's good enough. Let it go at least the full time allotment. Whenever they give you a time to wait, let it wait at least that long at the minimum if you want a proper repair. So let's just go through this step by step. Clear loose pieces of glass with the push pin. Yes, you get a push pin to keep after you're done with this. Okay, let's just pull this out. Cool. I always wanted a push pin. Now I have one. So you just take, scratch, 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 scratch. The idea is, even though you wouldn't think this is true, there's little loose pieces of glass down in here. That you want to scrape out of, and the push pin is perfect for knocking those out. And you just brush them away. I think we're good on that. Step 2, I may as well just open these up. Step 2, use the adhesive disc. Aha. Wait, now we want to clean with alcohol. We aren't done with step 1 yet. Okay, so we're just going to clean all the way around. Not just the damaged area, but you want to do an area around it too, because you're going to be sticking a pad down over that. Okay, so I cleaned the area well with the alcohol pad they gave me. And let me just say before I go any further, they do say in the instructions you want to do this repair with the outside temperature, the ambient air, between 50 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit, which is from 10 to 25 degrees Celsius. They suggest putting a cloth right below the affected area to help in case any of the resin that you're going to use comes loose. What we're going to do next is take out the double-sided, it's basically a double-sided tape piece. Remove the backing off one side only, doesn't matter which side, and you place it centered on the hole with this tab up. Okay, so we're going to press this down. Now we want to look from the inside and make sure there's no air bubbles, because we need this to be airtight, because we're going to use it. It's going to help create a vacuum here in a little bit. So we're looking at it from the inside. We don't see any bubbles. Good to go. Now we're going to take, if I can, because I don't have fingernails very well, peel off the other side, in this case the green side, but could be the other color. And we're going to take this pedestal and align this tab with this tab and set it up. Okay. We want to make sure this is pressed down firmly, because again, we're creating a seal. We're going to use air pressure here. Next is our resin. Okay, so we're going to take scissors. The only thing that I think we're going to need that isn't supplied in the kit. Cut off about 1/4 of an inch from the end. We're going to take the resin tube. When you cut it, make sure don't have it over top your painted area, because if the resin gets on your paint, it can mess it up. So you put this in here, at least 1/4 of an inch down, and you squeeze in. Okay. Now we're going to set this aside. It says put the cap back on it, but there isn't a cap that I can really put on it. We're going to use that again in a few minutes. Now we take our syringe. Notice this syringe has a little clip on it. Okay? And there's 2 notches in the plunger. What we're going to do when we set it is turn it around this way and use this to hold it in place, just like that. You'll press in, that'll hold it in place here, or when you press down, it'll tell us here in a second which one we use. Now the first time we use it, we're going to depress the plunger all the way. Plunger is all the way down inside the cylinder. We're going to put this in here, fully insert it. You may have to twist a little bit to get a good seal. And we are going to pull up. And lock it in place at the lowest setting. Now, this is creating a vacuum, so it's going to be hard to do. We want it all the way up. And what this is going to do is help pull the air up out of the hole, and that's going to allow the resin to fill it very well. Now we have to wait for 10 minutes, so I'll be back in 10 minutes. Okay, so we've let it sit there for a little over 10 minutes. Time to do the next step. What we do, we pull this off, and we're going to stick it back in just to let a little air get in here. We're going to stick it back in, and we're going to lower the plunger to the second detent. And now we have to let it sit for 20 minutes. Okay, so 20 minutes has passed, and what we're going to do, take the syringe off, don't need that anymore. Take the supplied razor, and we're going to pull this off. Slowly take this off, get it to come loose. Well, we got that. We don't want that to come loose. You should just be able to peel this off. Okay. Now, and we want to wipe off any resin that's left on the glass. Okay. We're going to take the tube with that resin. Abby,
there's a bug.
It's not going to get you, it's just a bug. Now we're going to take and just put a drop on here. Okay. I'm going to put a little bigger drop because we have to. And we're going to take this plastic piece and put this down. This is called a curing strip. And we're going to put this down on here. I'm going to rub it around to get it all over the affected area. And now we have to let that sit in the sun for 15 minutes. If you do this on a cloudy day, you have to let it sit and cure for an hour. I should be able to just drive down the street and park it in the sun for 15 minutes, and then I'll be back and show you the final touches. Okay, well, I ended up waiting about 45 minutes total because the sun went down on me. Moved the car into the garage. We've been letting it sit here. So it's been about 45-50 minutes. And it's time to take off this little piece of plastic. Okay. And then what they tell you to do is to scrape off any excess. You can see I'm getting a little film of resin. Okay, I decided to film the last bit on the next day because the lighting in the garage, that fluorescent light right over top the car was making it to where you couldn't really see how it looked. So now, bright and sunny, you can see how it looks in the daytime. The repair isn't absolutely invisible, which I was kind of thinking because of the size of it, it may not be. Here's where it's at. nowhere near as noticeable as before. You can still see it. You can still see a little crack out to both sides, but it's nothing like it was before. Hopefully this will keep it from spreading at all. And it says on the packaging it may not be a completely invisible repair, so I think overall for $11 we got pretty good results with this. And like I said, I'll probably just wait until we get another second or third crack, and then we'll fix the windshield completely after that. Because I know if I replace the windshield within a month or two, I'm going to take another rock hit. It's just the way life goes. And I'm going to have to redo it all anyway. So for now, I think for $11.34, whatever it was, money well spent, and I'm going to be satisfied with that. Again, we used the Permatex one. I know Rain-X makes them, and several other manufacturers make similar things. You can find them on Amazon, eBay, or just go to your local auto parts store and they have them all there. As always, if you like the video, thumbs up. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. And if you want to show me a little love, go to shop.spreadshirt.com/droptoptees. Find a t-shirt, buy a t-shirt. Thank you.